Right, so let me tell you a story. A few days ago, I was at the gym and I was training chest, obviously, because who doesn't want to have a huge chest? And I was in one of these weight machines, right? And next to me, there was another guy that was doing his own stuff. Thing is, I had my phone on the ground a bit closer to his own machine than mine. So I took my phone away and I just kind of pushed it towards me a little bit because I didn't want to like disturb the guy or annoy him or do anything which, would be not nice. So I just kind of pushed my phone a little bit away from him. And he looked at me and was like, no, it's okay. You can leave it there. And I said, yeah, I know, but I just didn't want to disturb you or anything. I didn't want to annoy you or anything. And he looked at me for a second, as if like something lights up in his brain. And he tells me, you know what? You will always disturb somebody. You will always, no matter how nice or how convenient you try to be, you will always annoy or disturb somebody. And that really says a lot, doesn't it? This guy, he then talks and tells me, you know what, for a lot of my time in my life, he's like older, he's like in his 30s or something, right? Maybe 40s. He tells me, through my time, like whenever I've tried to not annoy people, to not disturb people, to just be, kind of convenient to other people, be nice and, always like trying to not get in the way of things, I've only ended up annoying people more. I've only ended up being more of a disturbance and more of a annoyance to people. But when I don't try to like be convenient to other people, when I don't try to be extra nice and extra helpful and extra friendly or whatever, when I just mind my own business and I act in my natural way, it's like that's when people don't necessarily end up being more annoyed with me, more disturbed by me. That says something, that really made me relate to some of the experiences that I had in my past, right? Every single time that I try to be nice to people, I try to be extra convenient and helpful and, just like make the other person think that I'm like, trust me, bro, I'm normal. Please trust me. Like, look at my behavior. Look at the way that I'm talking to and the extra friendly tone that I'm using. And like me, offering to help you with all kinds of things. Like, look at me, please. I'm helpful. I'm a normal human being. Please recognize me and please like, don't get annoyed by me, right? Because I'm scared of it. Every single time when I displayed this kind of behavior, it's like the same thing happened. It's like I either annoy people more, or these people they just tend to slowly back away from me, which only means one thing: is that I've annoyed them with this behavior, or I've just made them feel icky about me for some reason, right? And you know exactly what I'm talking about when maybe you've like once or twice in your life, but it's definitely happened. You've had like some random guy or some random girl, somebody be like very, very nice to you. Like genuinely just you can tell that, they just didn't want to like annoy or disturb or do anything. And when you see them and when you feel them acting it in that way, it repulses you for some reason. It just makes you not want to be around that person. It's so weird, isn't it? You try to be nice, you try to be helpful, and yet what you're basically doing is you're actually just taken away from your potential to be nice and to be helpful, and you're just making yourself come across as an icky person, as somebody that for some reason I just don't like being around. And the opposite is also like valid. When you don't try to be nice to people, like, I mean, I'm not saying, when you're an asshole to people or something, like, I'm just saying, when you're not trying to be overly nice to people, when you're just being yourself, when you just go up to the store or something, and you just say, hey, hey, how are you doing? Like, I want to get that. Or like, you're not even saying that. You're like, hello, I'd like that. You know, Instead of like the times when you're just trying to like randomly strike up a conversation and like you can tell that the guy who's selling you stuff is like absolute groggy mode. Like he doesn't feel like doing anything. You're just trying to be nice, you're trying to avoid conflict, and he's like they're just looking at you like that, like he's just annoyed with you, right? And you think to yourself like, what am I doing wrong here? Like I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be as direct and friendly, as helpful as I can with what I desire from this person and what they're willing to give to me, and yet they still feel icky about me and annoyed by me. Happens in the gym as well. I get like this guy working at the counter, the receptionist or something. I try to be nice to him all the time. He just looks at me weird. I've known him for a year, bro. And for a year, I've been nice to him. I've been asking him how is he doing, how's his day, or I just say bye bye. I'll be like very kind and warm to him. And all what I get is like, mm-hmm, mm, mm. Like I literally, that's what I get, bro. I'm not even kidding. It's like the groggiest person that I know. I'm trying to be nice to him, and like it's like I'm actively doing the opposite. But when I'm not trying to be necessarily like overly nice and everything, it feels like things just flow much better. It feels like life just goes the way it should be. It should go, right? When I'm in school and I'm not looking at the guys who have had like problems and troubles in the past, right? And I don't try to be overly nice to them to avoid any kind of further conflict. But I just do my own stuff. I just answer when I feel like I should answer. I answer in the way that I feel like I should answer. I don't make it like extra assholey. I don't make it mean. I don't make it any kind of offensive. I just say what's on my mind. Like those are the times when I feel the most confident, when I feel like life just goes on about its way in the way it's supposed to. And maybe this is a lesson to all of us, because recently I've realized that I'm actually like a very hardcore people pleaser. Like I've noticed it so many times, but I just never really realized what it is. But now that I think about it, like I'm definitely a people pleaser. Like there's so many times when I've avoided conflict when it was necessary, just because I was scared of what was going to happen, just because I was scared of some initial sparks. But nothing even more than that, like no actual violent stuff, like just some sparks. So I was scared of that. I was scared of making the other person feel somewhat offended in a way or something, so I would always like apologize, or I would always try to like be extra nice or try to be extra explicit about what I'm trying to say, so that these people, they don't get the wrong idea. And it's like, you're not you when you do that. You're not you when you're just actually constantly just trying to make people feel good or make people feel neutral about you. Like, how about we just say what's on our minds, and we try our best to not be overly nice. We try our best not to be overly friendly and I don't know what we want to call it, like ass kissy, right? How about we don't do that? How about we just simply act like our own selves? And if you like usually think about yourself as like an ass kissy person, and you feel like, man, like this is just the way I've always been. It's like, no, you're not. This is not the way you've always been. How do you approach yourself in most cases when you're doing like a day-to-day task? Well, you don't approach yourself with kind love and all this kind of stuff. No, bro, most of the time you might be actually be brutal to yourself. Like that's such a weird thing, right? Most people who are nice to other people, who are like helpful and friendly, they're not helpful, they're not nice, they're not friendly to themselves. They're genuinely like brutal. And this is the way that I am. I'm trying to be extra nice to people around me. I'm trying to be extra forgiving and uh, tolerant and everything. But when it comes to me, like I just feel like an absolute failure when I don't do like when I just miss a day of journaling, or when I don't meditate as well as I think I could, or when I wake up 1 or 2 hours later because I've been sleep deprived. Like I do brutal thinking, right? I do brutal thoughts in my head about this certain thing. But when it comes to other people, I'm trying to constantly please them. How about we don't do that anymore? I mean, I'm not saying be brutal to other people. I'm not saying be like just insult other people like you insult yourself. Maybe there's something to learn about that as well. Maybe we shouldn't treat ourselves like we're some sort of tyrants. How about we just treat ourselves like the friends we're supposed to be helping, that we're responsible for helping? That's a Jordan Peterson idea, by the way. How about we just treat ourselves with a bit more kindness, with a bit more respect, with a bit more tolerance, a bit more ambition and discipline? Like that's a lesson that I have to learn, right? I sometimes I say it, but it feels like I'm not genuinely implementing that in my life. But I guess this is a reminder for both you and me to do this, right? But again, don't be overly nice to yourself as you would be to other people, bro. Like, don't do that. Because being overly nice, being overly tolerant, being overly ignorant of the bad things, being overly whatever, like, it doesn't lead anywhere. It just leads to things that are like road enders. They're like roadblocks that you cannot get past. That's not a path that you want to go down on. Trust me, don't. And you've probably went down as well, and you've seen the results. And so many times you've been disappointed, so many times you've been pissed off, and so many times you've wondered, like, why can I just like properly get a nice relationship with somebody? Like, whoever that's a friend, whoever that's a nice girl that I want to be with, whoever that's anyone else in my family or whatever else. Why can't I like have a proper relationship with this person where I feel like I can be honest, where I feel like I can count on this person and they can count on me, and yada yada yada? Well, maybe it's one of those problems. Maybe sometimes even the only problem is that you're being overly nice. Like, you're being too much of a people pleaser. You're trying to please this person way too much when they don't deserve it, when like it's just useless, when it's not you. But yeah, I guess we do this. We try not to be people pleasing so much by expressing our intents clearly, by setting boundaries with the people around us, by being goddamn honest, right? Like, just be honest with yourself. I'm not saying, you think to yourself, that person right there is a prick, and you just say, oh, you're a prick, you say it out like that. I'm not saying that kind of honesty. I'm saying, bro, if you feel like you don't want to do something, if you feel like somebody's wronging you somehow, speak up about it. Don't be like, I'll just avoid any kind of justice just so I can avoid conflict and so I can just choose the present comfort over the long-term comfort. So short-term gratification over long-term gratification, which is like the opposite of what you want to do while being on self-improvement. So yeah, those are just some thoughts in my mind, bro. Be more honest with yourself. Be more honest with the people around you. Set boundaries. Be direct. Try to avoid the going around this and going around that and yada yada. Bro, just be direct about what you want to say. Be direct about your intentions. Don't be an asshole about it, but at the same time, don't kiss people in the ass. So basically, don't do anything that has the word ass characterizing it, right? Be on the middle ground. So yeah, man, I hope you got something out of this video, bro. If you want to join my self-improvement YouTube, like, if you subscribe, if you want to subscribe to my self-improvement YouTube channel, like, bro, my brain is fried right now. If you want to do that, you can certainly do that. You can like this video, you can share this video, you can join my self-improvement Discord server, you can go on a free self-improvement coaching call with me if you'd like. Both of the links are in the description of this channel and perhaps in the description of this video, so look out for those. I hope this video helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye, bro. Have a nice day.